John and Nicole with you on SportsCenter. This road trip for the Lakers hasn't exactly been amazing. 3 straight losses, all on the road. Now they get the Pistons. Who's in the house? Flavor Flav. If you didn't know, look for the clock. Bojan Bogdanovic. Third quarter was out of his mind. Knocks down a 3. Guess what? Does it again. Knocks down a 3. We're going to contest it. Knocks down another 3. Career high in the quarter. 25 points, literally just in the third. But the Lakers also have these two, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. Lakers up 3. Russell Westbrook to Anthony Davis, who throws that down. He had 17 points in the third. He finished with 34. How about LeBron in transition, using the muscles? He had 13 in the fourth quarter, finished with 35. Lakers up 8. But again, Bogdanovic, offensive board. Here he comes in for the layup. He had 38 points, and it was a 2-point game. Pistons down. 17.3 on the clock. LeBron, where's the dagger? Austin Reeves, obviously. Lakers get the win. They close out the road trip with that one, 124-117.
Traditional way. I believe what I've seen so far is one of the better kind of on the spectrum of what he could have been as a pro. It's on the side where you're like, boy, that's about as good as we could have hoped for out the gate.
Interesting that you say that. I'm not going to disagree with you, Max. What I'm going to say is I'm not sure. I'm just going to confess openly and tell you that I'm not sure. Here's the reason why. For some reason, he's reminding me of Barkley in terms of the era Barkley was in. In other words, round man of rebound, power play around the basket, can do some things in the open court, etc. But there's always somebody else waiting that's superior. And when I saw him last night against Giannis, I was thinking, those trees in Milwaukee, they'll stand in your way.
And the Lopez brothers.
Yes. Those trees in L.A. will stand in your way. That kind of, because everybody ain't going to be Houston going small, trying to play small ball. You're going to get your points. You're going to get your rebounds. Zion is shooting 58% from the free throw line. Zion is shooting 44% from three-point range. That's deceptive. You know why? Because he's only attempted 9 3-pointers on the season. He hit 4. All of them was in his first game. The last 6 games, he has not made a 3-point shot. I'm looking at him, and I'm saying he's going to be a star. He's got star written all over him. He's got no choke in him. He ain't scared. He's a man playing amongst boys in terms of his physicality. He's got the skill set, power moves to the basket, could put the ball on the floor. I need him to be a little bit more ambidextrous. I need him to show a little bit of a perimeter game. I need him to shoot better from the free throw line. And, oh, by the way, I need Griffin and Gentry to make sure, and I'm not saying they're not doing it, I'm just speaking, just in jest. You got to put the right pieces around them.
That's the key.
And you got to coach in a fashion, if you're Gentry, that plays to his strength and sort of veers away from his weaknesses.
Agreed,
and I'm saying,
but do you believe that if those things are done, he could win a championship?
I think he could, but here's my problem,
As
Max.
the best player on the team.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't know. See, that's where I'm going. I'm saying to you, I know he's going to be great. Please don't get me wrong. Barkley was great. The question I'm asking, can they win with you being the number 1 option? I'm thinking you got to be a 1A. Mm-hmm. There's got to be a 1. I'm just thinking. I don't know, but that's where I'm leaning.
I'm similar. You know what I mean? I think we're 7 games into a 19-year-old guy's
coming
career.
Coming off an injury.
I think we all agree if he'd been playing the full season, he'd probably be an all-star.
Yeah, yeah.
I just want to see him continue to grow. What I will say, though, is if you take a look at where Giannis started when he came in and where Zion started, I think Zion is light years ahead of where Giannis is, and Giannis is an MVP only four years into his career. So I would say that he's definitely on the right pace. The kid loves to work. He plays hard. For everything you guys mentioned, but I also agree with Stephen A. The key is putting the right pieces around him. Can he be a Jordan with a Pippen type, that kind of counterpart, Batman, Robin type to win a title? I think he can.
But look, I don't know. I know what you mean. The thing I love about Zion is he can get 20 points without wanting to play for him.
Energy.
Just, out in transition, whatever, cleaning up around the boards. He doesn't need to be Shaq you'll throw the ball into or design your offense around Jordan.
Right.
He could still be the best player on the team overall, even if you have a guy who maybe you design a few more plays for.
Let me come to both of y'all with this. Another name that I can bring up, just because of the situation he presently is in, is an Anthony Davis. Hear me out. Obviously, Anthony Davis, 6'10", 6'11", just like Giannis is taller and all of that stuff. Forget all of that for a second. You can throw the ball into Anthony Davis now. He could be your number one option now. But we all know to win the championship is got.
Large part of that deep fourth quarter stretch where multiple players in that second line stepped up. David, how did they get it done?
Well, I mean, execution and making plays. You missed a free throw. Obviously, you have Hall of Famer Chris Paul come down on the young rookie. Good defense, better offense. He scores the basketball, which no big deal, right? You get the ball into Zion, game tied, a chance. He misses, so now we go to overtime.
And that's a shot you want Zion to take. That's the guy you want to have the ball in his hands when you're heading into overtime.
Absolutely. Then you get the make there, and then the great defensive play and the step over, which you like. Bad blood, of course. And then here's some good defense. Oh, controversial call. They give him 3 free throws. Coach Willie Green challenges the call. They reverse the call. CJ puts a little icing on the cake.
Yeah. He looks like he was in midseason form. He missed 4 games. He's back. He's getting into the groove. Najee Marshall, though, coming off the bench and contributing right away. He was electric for the Pelicans as well. He had 16 points, 6 for 8 from the field. They got it done. The starting 5, the second line, they got it done in the paint. They were all over the place offensively. What stood out to you in this big-time win?
I think it's a combination of the fact that this team just finds different ways to win. Yeah. Previous in this run, you've got Jose Alvarado in the finishing lineup. Tonight, you have Najee playing in the final lineup with Dyson. You have three of the second line and 2 starters with CJ and Zion. So just finishing different, starting different, different matchups, different ways this team is able to win. They show off some more of their depth again tonight, and that's what I love about this team is they can play all different ways and win that way. Yeah, multiple players stepping up big time for New Orleans today. Zion Williamson, again, 35 points, tying his season high that he just set on Friday. We talked about it in the pregame. It's time to have this conversation that he is MVP. He comes in, he's a gravity changer, he sets the pace of the game. And for more on that, we'll go courtside now to the Smoothie King Center with Joel Myers and Antonio Daniels.
Pels were down by 1 at the half. They ended up scoring 41 in the third. And you talk about it all the time. Push, advance, try to get some pace to the race, and they did.
Right. And Chris Paul did a great job. You give him credit. He did a fantastic job in the first half of controlling the pace of the game. In the second half, the Pels put up 72 second-half points. That's when the game started to swing. So we talked about this at halftime. You don't want to play at their pace, especially with no Devin Booker. You understand Chris Paul's going to try and slow it down. But it has to start with defense. It's easier to play with pace when you're getting defensive stops, you're getting deflections, you're getting steals. What that does is it gives you an opportunity to get out in transition and play like this.
Yeah, they got the pace going, but also you talk about the depth of this team and how strong they are, and you think it's the deepest team, and I'm not going to argue with you because I agree with you, the deepest team in the NBA. It goes down to, if you're in foul trouble, who's going to pick it up? Well, Jonas was in foul trouble. Larry Nance and then Najee comes off the bench. Those two were combined 12 for 15 from the field. Najee had a couple of clutch buckets. Larry had a dunk on a beautiful pocket pass from CJ in overtime. They combined for 31 points on 12 of 15.
But I like is what Larry talked about post-game with his radio interview. What he talked about was defense, though.
Right.
You know, this team is about guys that have embraced their role. And when you embrace your role, you can excel in your role. He didn't say, I'm trying to go out there and score. He said, I'm trying to go out there and defend, understanding what that does to this offense. It gives them a different spark, a different push. It's different, Joe, when you have guys coming off the bench who understand their role.
He understands that he got a big block in the overtime session on Torrey Craig, and he forced his shot clock violation. So a huge win, a sweep of the weekend of the Phoenix Suns as we head back to the studio.
Thanks, guys. And David, as Joel and AD said, they have players coming off the bench, the Pelicans do, that just know their role. They know what they need to bring every single night. Multiple players scoring in double figures, 5 players for the Pelicans in this game. But a constant staple is Zion Williamson, 35 points tonight, 8 rebounds, and he took a couple threes as well. I know you liked that.
You know, you gotta show him what you got there, big fella. But he was unstoppable as usual, and it doesn't matter what size pressure you put on him, but you see he still got the 3 assists and the 8 rebounds. Those are the ones I look for from him. What is he getting the dimes? Is he getting the rebounds? Because the 35, the great shooting, efficient shooting, he's going to have each and every night. And then he keeps stacking the wins, which is always the most important thing. So he puts his team on his back, and he's starting to get a taste for it, starting to feel it. I want him to see him, like you said, I want him to hit a game winner. I want him to, and I want him to do it with a jump shot.
Because he can.
Yes, he can.
He can.
Absolutely.
He just has that mindset as well. And in his last 2 games with the Suns, 35 points he's averaging. I mean, it can't get much better than that.
71.
71% from the field. And when you look at what all Zion is